Take World fam. Take World fam. YouTube gang. Hope y'all doing good. Hope y'all had a blessed holiday. Hope y'all enjoy yourself. And wish the best for y'all for the new years when it comes, okay? Just want to do a quick roundup of actual events that happened between November, December, even though the month of December is still in progress. Almost done by the time you get this video. Before I go any further, just like the video, smash the likes. Now I mean, run it up and definitely subscribe to the channel.
Like and subscribe.
I'm gonna do videos from the obvious and most talked about, most viral news starting November, actual midnight going into November 1st, Halloween still being celebrated, and the first actual outing was Takeoff. I mean, and we had the actual out of viral topic situation that happened, even till now still being solved and still being, I would put it, still being investigated. Shanquilla Robinson, want to talk about Ye situation, Kyrie, the Walmart shooter, and a lot more other things that happened during that time. The animal circles. What else? One news coming up. I mean, don't forget that. Don't let anything fly over your head, because you can check my previous video. I pinned it in the link. Biden had warned from about July, thereabout, that we definitely have a pandemic coming up, another pandemic, and now we see that it's in fruition, and we actually had reported on that back in July. We're gonna have other stuff here and there, so if there's any important news that you thought I left out, let me know, man. It's just the things that I got off the top of my head. I've been had this video planned, and let's start out with manifested. Alright, thank you Lord, yo, walk right of the heavens and earth, for anointing my mind, my heart, and my tongue, and my spirit to get this video done. And I really love y'all, Click World gang, as we are coming upon another year. Alright, we're coming up on another year. Definitely have to give thanks and praises to the Most High for His many blessings, and thank you guys for your support. I really appreciate it. Can't say enough. Okay, I got really love for whoever is here with a good heart and good intentions. Okay, bless y'all. Let's get into it. Alright guys, we're going to run through this real quick because it's a bit. Alright, so we're going to go on the first one. Takeoff taken out on the first day of November during Halloween celebrations. So that would be Halloween night into following morning, and we already went through this. You can check the video. I pinned it, and a couple of other videos that I referenced in this one. I pinned them in the comment section, but you can check it out and see what I said about the Takeoff situation. And I have another follow-up video I'm working on. Been promised y'all, but we already know it's a sacrifice, and sacrifice doesn't necessarily mean that it's one person, right? So it could be a sacrifice for multiple people. It could be for a QC record label to hold Migos, as you see here. Mr. Offset with the vile silence, and this seems to be something that they had planned long time ago, and Takeoff being the most innocent one. Even though I'm not the judge, only God can judge, but I think he's the most innocent one out of all of them because the devil already know the other one's mindset, and if you're already on his side, you only bring in more souls in any case. So they would go for the more pure blood and the more innocent one, just to be frank. So it could be as well J Prince Jr. So it could be Quavo and all of them because as it is obvious they have their views and streaming have gone up since that, the whole Migos, and whoever benefits from Takeoff's music is definitely gotten more prominence and more views since, so that equals more money. Yeah, good peeps, we already know Shanquella Robinson's situation. She and I think 6 others is seen here, friends or so-called friends. They went down to Mexico, Cabo, and I have a video, you can reference that video, but she was eventually jumped by 2 other friends. She had a broken neck and spinal cord injury. Yeah, and as you see here, her mom and pops actually had an interview, which they did on the chessboard floor, and the whole setting basically, I don't know if anybody has noticed this, but it's actually set up like a lodge with the floor and these 2 white vertical things as you see here would be the pillows, I think, and the pops and the mom is on the side of the light with a light representing light and dark, as one pillow would represent dark and one would represent light. And to top it off, they're decked out in the Illuminati colors, red and blue, as you know from Pepsi and others like it. Democrat, Republican, the Yale would be blue and Scottish Rite would be red. So yeah, that's where they come from, and it's definitely obvious, but they still doing investigations and all that. The Shanquella situation, even though it happened on the 28th of October, it never got any prominence until early November. That was when the story was released and people were aware of it, and people was really taking on to it because of the shadiness of the friends and the way things happened. Kyrie Irving, New York Nets superstar basketballer, had come under some heat or backlash or tweeting out a movie and book DVD documentary called Hebrews to Negroes, Wake Up Black America, and the media had blown it out of proportion, I think, and said that it was anti-Semitic.
We're in 2022.
He had people that supported him, people that was against him, of course. And
I'm not a divisive person when it comes to religion.
we have to remember that last year he was under some heat as well because he didn't take the vaccine, and maybe this is just some get back for that. So let's listen to what he has to say, and we'll move on to the next video. Let me know your thoughts. Remember to like the video, guys. Subscribe if you're new. Okay, let's go.
Whether we want to dismiss it or not. So the claims of anti-Semitism and who are the original chosen people of God, and we go into these religious conversations, and it's a big no-no. I don't live my way like that. I don't live my life that way. Excuse me. I grew up in a melting pot, and I say a melting pot of all races: white, black, red, yellow, Jewish, Christian, Muslim, and you can see the way I live my life now. I'm not here to be divisive, so they could push their agenda. I don't want to say they, because I'm not identifying any one group or race of people, but I'm in a unique position to have a level of influence on my community. And what I post does not mean that I support everything that's being said or everything that's being done, or I'm campaigning for anything. All I do is post things for my people in my community and those that it's actually going to impact. Anybody else that has criticism, it obviously wasn't meant for them.
Hindsight, are you sorry for the hurt that your posts caused people?
I take my responsibility for posting that. Some things that were questionable in there, untrue. Like I said, and the first time you guys asked me when I was sitting on that stage, I don't believe everything that everybody posts. It's a documentary. So, taking my responsibility.
It seems like Adam Silver wanted to hear the word "I apologize," or in your mind, you said, "I didn't mean to cause any harm." Were you apologizing, or did you not apologize?
I didn't mean to cause any harm. I'm not the one that made the documentary.
What are the specific things in the documentary that you don't believe are true and that you don't believe represent your wrongs?
I think some of the criticism of the Jewish faith in the community, for sure. Some points made in there that were unfortunate.
Tyree, are you surprised that you did hurt people?
Surprised that I did hurt people?
Are you surprised that reaction and some of the things that you did hurt people?
Yeah, I think I can ask a better question. It's just, where were you when I was a kid, figuring out that 300 million of my ancestors are buried in America? Where were you guys asking those same questions when I was a kid learning about the traumatic events of my familial history and what I'm proud to come from and why I'm proud to stand here and why when I repeat myself that I'm not going to stand down, it has nothing to do with dismissing any other race or group of people. I'm just proud of my heritage and what we've been through. And the fact that this has pinned me against the Jewish community. And I'm here answering questions of whether or not I'm sorry or not on something I didn't create. And it was something I shared. And I'm telling everybody I'm taking responsibility. Then that's where I sit. So, these same questions that you guys ask, me dealing with it as being a melanated, pigmented person all around the world and dealing with racial biases against my skin color, demeaning me because of my religious beliefs, and I'm still sitting in the seat standing. So I take my full responsibility. Again, I'll repeat it, for posting something on my Instagram or Twitter that may have had some unfortunate falsehoods in it. But I also am a human being that's 30 years old, and I've been growing up in a country that's told me that I wasn't worth anything, and I came from a slave class, and I come from a people that are meant to be treated the way we get treated every day. So I'm not here to compare anyone's atrocities or tragic events that their families have dealt with generations of time. I'm just here to continue to expose things that our world continues to put in darkness. I'm a light. I'm a beacon of light. That's what I'm here to do. You guys ask me questions about basketball, I give you my expert opinion. You guys ask me about other things, I give you my opinion, and it's met with whatever you believe the perception or the deception is. You guys
Just when you thought 2020 couldn't get any more wild,
I have decided in 2020 to run for president.
Kanye West is actually making good on that promise from 2015.
The world will be a better place.
Ye, formerly Kanye West, came under the same scrutiny as Mr. Kyrie Irving for making remarks or tweets that was considered anti-Semitic. I don't know who the judge is on this, but again, he had many supporters and he had many that was against. His contract was canceled with Adidas, Balenciaga, and he was told by his bank, I think it's Wells Fargo, to get his monies out of the bank and get them transferred to somewhere else. I honestly don't know the outcome of how that ended for Mr. West, but let's move on.
With different kinds of animals. So whatever is going on here, I'm not pretty sure that this is a trend of some sort. It could be that these animals are actually sensing something. In your opinion, what do you think is really going on here, and why is this?
As I said in my Animal Circle videos, I know a lot of people has gone on distracted and gone on as usual, you know what I mean, and let the story fly over their heads. So I did a video about animal circles, and I mentioned that I gotta say, me for one, I never seen any video or anything like that, even once, and to see like at least 10 videos of animals, insects, birds, and all of that doing that type of thing, I definitely knew for sure. Her spirit told me that was a sign from the Most High. So mentioned that, and to see that we have this storm, this severe storm, which has claimed so many lives right now, especially in Buffalo, New York, and then again, think it's of much significance that the video that first popped up or first surfaced with the sheep in a circle was shot in China, and now we have the Wuhan virus again, which was first spread initially from China, and now we have the same thing happening again. So I think we need to pay attention to that, guys. Let me know what you think.
He died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. He'd been an employee at the store for more than 10 years, and during that time, several co-workers tell CNN.
We're gonna take note of this first section of this news. I made a video earlier this year, a compilation of mass shooters, and I don't know what has been happening since lately, so pay attention to this part. So Balenciaga's gone and made a ad campaign, what I would call it, revealing who they really are, what their real intentions are, and I guess it's all encapsulated in the name, because it's obvious to like people like me who that Balenciaga would come from the word ball, and Balenciaga would come from the word ball, and give you a meaning and definition of who ball is right here. And I won't speak too much on it, but let's watch a video and watch till the end.
Many people understand why this is happening. The chance of it being a coincidence, not just the child. You know, the thing is, I'm going to give Balenciaga the benefit of the doubt. A child, a little girl holding a bondage teddy bear is distasteful and is clearly promoting pedophilia. But you could perhaps argue in a court of law that it was just, they weren't thinking and they didn't realize, perhaps. But multiple campaigns having books written by people who were either making pedophilic content or arrested and charged for murder of a child or pedophilia, that is not a coincidence. You can't argue that away as oops. You can't argue that away as I wasn't
tried
thinking.
very hard.
You can't argue that away. You've tried very hard to put in that many deliberate references to a particular mindset, which obviously the world finds repulsive. Therefore, by extension, you have to understand that if it was done on purpose, which as we've just deciphered, it must have been, why are they doing this? And I don't think many people understand why a brand like Balenciaga would so openly show the world that they are trying to promote pedophilia.
Tell them.
I'll tell them why. So some could argue that they're trying to advertise it and encourage it. Normalize. And that is the case. That is what they're trying to do. But it actually goes a level deeper than that. Satanists, people who worship Satan, believe in karmic retribution. They believe that they can suffer the consequence of lying and tricking you. So the very simple premise is this. If I sell poison apples and I write apples and you come and eat one, I poisoned you. But if I sell poison apples and I have a sign that says apples, they're poison, and you come and eat one, you committed suicide. I haven't murdered you. You've committed suicide.
That's what Satanists believe.
Satanists believe by telling you what they're doing, they don't have any karmic retribution. I'm not responsible for the consequence. I'm not responsible for all the negative fallout from my actions if they understood what I was doing and allowed me to do it. This is why they show you and tell you what they're doing. If I show you and tell you that we are pedophiles and you continue to buy our products, then you're supporting pedophilia and you're obviously okay with us being pedophiles. If I do it hidden behind your back, then you can argue and say, I didn't know they were pedophiles. But by showing you, I've shown you I'm a pedophile. You still want to wear my t-shirt. So obviously what I'm doing is okay. And this karmic retribution model and the way that Satanists view the world, and when I say Satanists, I genuinely mean people who worship real Satan. The people who are in charge of these brands and in charge of the Western world and in charge of the Matrix genuinely worship Satan. When you understand the idea of karmic retribution, you can apply that to so many scenarios. They're doing this with everything. This Balenciaga thing is not just a messed up advertising campaign and stupid cookies and little hidden things. No, this is pedophiles telling you they're pedophiles. Genuinely in real time.
And when they see you wearing their t-shirt, they're like, you know what? That guy supports me. So turn off the World Cup, burn your Balenciaga, do not shop there anymore. And shout out to Kanye for cutting ties with those people, because there's more to all of this than meets the eye. I'm telling you, the fact that Kanye, just before this stuff came out, cut all ties with the brand, I think Kanye knows a lot more than he lets on. He sees a lot more than a lot of people see. And shout out to him. He's back on Twitter, Andrew.
Yeah, I heard he's back. So obviously Elon is here. And I kind of feel like there's a revolution going on. I feel like we're living in a time now where the revolution's coming because the pendulum's been swinging towards the darkness for so long. And finally, there's glimmers of hope.
He was found dead on Tuesday in a hotel here in LA. We spoke with the manager here, and he shared with us that Twitch checked into the hotel on Monday, and on Tuesday morning, he had not checked out. Checkout time was 11 a.m., so management do a full video, so make sure you get the notification bell so you'll be notified when I do the upload. Even though me personally, I didn't know him or know of him before now, but to say this dude who committed suicide is kind of strange because he's one of the happiest dude I know or I've seen since lately. But we don't know what person have going on in their life, but we definitely have some numbers that say otherwise. So, as I said, make sure you're subscribed and hit the notification bell. 1017 rapper, Big Scar, it died, and they said it's an overdose. But we already see the trend that almost everybody, if they're not shot, they say they died from an overdose or some complication like that. So yeah, and as I said, it's 1017 Gucci Mane artist. That fake Gucci Mane, okay? And it's just a part of the game when you play with the devil, man. Understand me? And dance with the devil. And that's how I play, man. When God is the ultimate judge, but as long as you play with the devil, he's going to do that. And that way you have control when you pass. Because when you're still alive, you can still repent and turn to God. C virus, right? It's even worse than before. As I said before, I don't know if it's a matter of the no, China having a no or zero COVID policy where it's a total lockdown and people having to be locked down in their house and restricted unless they definitely have something important to do outside, right? So I guess the immune system is broken down. But I did a video recently. You can check the chat out. I'll put the links in the description, all the videos that's referenced in this one. And we have to take careful consideration that there's also 3 or 4 variants of the disease. So along with other bird flu and other stuff going on, which if you watch my previous video right here, you see the links in the description. You will see what's up and what's happening all across the world in terms of the many diseases and viruses that are going on right now. Okay, so it's more than one, and that makes it even more impactful and more dangerous on our path. And thank you if you're watching till now. Definitely like the video, okay? And I'm not going to stay on that too long. As I said, go and watch the video. And last but not least, right, as I told y'all, the circles, the animal circles was so much prominent that I thought in my spirit, Most High told me that that was a definite sign, and we have seen where America has faced one of the worst storms on record, taking over 50 lives, okay? And we want to pray for all the people that have passed, and condolences. Definitely like the video. I said subscribe to the channel, and hope y'all have a blessed new year 2023. Okay, y'all be blessed, and I love y'all. I love all my subscribers, all the viewers, man. Consider subscribing to the channel, man. It's free, okay? Just click the subscribe button, notification bell. Bless y'all. Make sure it's on so you'll be notified when I post any video. And please like the video.